Okay, this video is health metaphors. The first slide here is a drawing of Plato's cave. So in Plato's cave, the people were basically like prisoners who didn't realize all they were looking at was the shadows. And the shadow maker had a fire, and then the shadows were his workers, helped him to make the shadows for the public, and they thought that that's all there was to life, the shadows. But one man had escaped from his chains and had climbed up out of the cave. And so the two levels of enlightenment were first, number one, little e for enlightenment is to stand up and realize that chronic diseases are not all just an automatic part of aging. They're not genetic, primarily not genetic. Most of them are not idiopathic. It's routine. You go to some bogus foundation site about a disease, and they're always going to tell you, it's partly genetic and it's largely idiopathic. Nobody knows what caused it. Therefore, buy our treatment. Okay. And then the only option is to take their pill. The foundation will sell you. Okay. So that's little e enlightenment, to stand up and realize there's more to life than just a shadow. And the big e enlightenment is to, get up into the real world and realize, gee, there's people in other countries who virtually never get these diseases. And to see that, things that make people healthy are things that your ancestors probably did under good conditions. Get some sunshine, enjoy nature, biophilia, low fat, low sodium, vegan diet is what a person eats, in that setting. Exercise, relationships, okay, all that stuff. Okay, then here's a Copernican inversion, is just simply to realize that most diseases are due to diet and toxicology and not to genetics or, idiopathic nonsense. This is a painting of Copernicus by Jan Matejko, Polish astronomer and a Polish artist. Okay, here is something, this is a doctor just gave me this idea. I was talking to this doctor about nutrition and health, and he goes, what you're saying is just like Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, Indiana went into the cave, and he had to talk to the old knight, and there were a bunch of Grail cups, and he had to choose the right Grail, or he would get sick and die. Then another guy came along, and he's sort of the villain in the movie, and he aggressively rushes to grab one of the Grails. And the joke of it is the villain, like a fool, like a typical stupid person, he looks at the Grails and he wants to pick the fanciest one, like the Mediterranean diet. A little cheese, a little wine, a little all this fancy stuff. So he picks the fanciest, most magnificent appearing Grail, and he gets really sick. Okay? Then here is what Indiana Jones does, the wiser person, and he looks for the simplest Grail. He says, that is the cup of a carpenter, a simple cup. And he drinks from the Holy Grail, and that's the path to health, the low-fat vegan diet, and his health is good, and then he hails his friend who is Sean Connery in the movie, and it's beautiful, okay? So anyways, hope that was entertaining. I thought it was interesting. That's it.